Hey, what's going on, guys? This is the Doesn't Even Matter podcast. As always, T and friend Ryan.
As usual, yes.
Sorry we haven't put a podcast up recently. It's been a couple days, I know. We've been training extensively for the zombie apocalypse with our new program called DayZ. Now, if you guys don't know, we talked about DayZ before. We got early access alpha to it. It's a game that's going to be coming out in about a year, a little over a year. And it's a realistic, it's simulator for an apocalypse, and it has zombies in it. So we were playing the other night, me and my buddy. Ryan was off sleeping. I think he was getting his training for his zombie apocalypse sleeping mode. Uh, but we ran into this situation where me and my buddy wound up finding four people. They were in a group, and I'm trying to make friends in it, and I'm trying to band together and get this whole like brotherhood going, so we can roll around as like one big clan and take out these people that are killing me and my friends solo. It's a pain in the ass because you never know where everyone's at. It's a huge, huge map. It's way bigger than like Grand Theft Auto 5's maps. It's probably like 3 times, 4 times bigger than that map. It puts that map to shame. It takes like 45 minutes to get across it, so you could be hiding anywhere. And came across these four guys, and I was considering, trying to get in contact with them without them killing us and trying to make friends with them. So we started following for a little while and see what they did and where they were going. And when we came across them afterwards, I'd say about 5-10 minutes later, we found them all dead. Somebody had killed them. And as we just found them dead, we turn around and there's a whole bunch of guys there with guns. So me and my friend wind up unloading on them because people usually shoot first and ask questions later, and we didn't want to. After they just killed this group, we didn't want to be the next victims. So one of the guys wound up breaking off right. I unloaded my M4 onto him. My friend shot him with his Mosin, which is like a sniper rifle, and he tried to run into the bushes. They were trying to spread out and separate and try to hit us from two fronts. So I unload on him as he's trying to run past the bushes. I knew I took him out without having to worry about it. And then I hid behind the tree, and as did my buddy, and we got into the shootout, real close quarters, within I'd say about 30 feet from each other, 40 feet from each other, really close shootout. And I was hiding behind a tree. I was peeking around, shooting at the guys. They were shooting back at us. Bullets were whizzing by my head. I could hear it, phew, phew, hitting the tree in front of me. My buddy's like trying to shoot at them with his sniper rifle. All of a sudden, I start shooting the one guy up, and when I went to peek around again to shoot him, I got shot. I thought I got hit in the shoulder, but evidently I got shot in the leg. And in that game, you have to take care of your wounds and all. It's as realistic as it can be. So literally, I'm hiding behind this tree, getting as much cover as I possibly can. I'm like huddled by it. And I wound up bandaging myself in the middle of this gunfight. I applied a bandage to my leg. And so he's trying to shoot at the guys, but he can't really get a clear shot at them. So I wound up taking the other guy out. And we had one guy left. And he's exchanging back and forth with me. My buddy's trying to get into the right position. So I wind up shooting around the tree that he's hiding behind. I was hitting to the left and to the right so that he didn't try to peek around. And my buddy came around and finished him off with the sniper rifle. And while this was all happening, another group wound up bumping into us. So we don't know who took them out. I don't know if it was me or my buddy took them out. But when it was all said and done, there was like 9 to 10 bodies all around us. It was insane. It's a shame. Unfortunately, I didn't get to save it in video recording. But we're going to show footage of what the game is like during this explanation, so you guys can get a feel of what the game's actually like. It's really cool. It's really scary too, because there's day and night cycles like real life. It's like 12 hours light and 12 hours dark, and it's pitch black. I mean, you gotta have a flashlight to see what the hell's going on. And half the time when you do see something, it's literally in your face and it scares the shit out of you. It's awesome.
Yeah, I equate this game to the Sochi Winter Games. I know they haven't happened yet, but it's pretty as awesome as DayZ is.
It's gonna be like living in Sochi with the rabid dogs biting you and shit.
Pretty much. They gotta add those to the game also.
Yeah, you got to shit in buckets too, so it is similar, you know.
Yeah, very much.
But yeah, we're gonna post up some footage here while I'm talking about this. So hope you guys enjoy it. This is me just giving a little demonstration of what it's like to play in DayZ, and we'll I promise I'll get footage like I just explained to you guys, because there's a couple of us that'll be going on tonight and we'll be playing. So hopefully we'll get into a skirmish with a couple people. It's a lot of fun. You got to worry about zombies. You got to worry about people just as much too, because people will shoot you. But you can make friends in it. I promise you. If you don't shoot everybody on sight and you actually start talking to people, some of them are friendly and they won't shoot you. So I advise that you do make some friends in the game, because if you come across a group like mine, eventually you're going to have a hell of a time trying to survive on your own, and you're not just going to be able to shoot somebody and get away with it, because either me or some of my crew members are going to kill you, and we're going to get every item back that you tried to take off us. It's a lot of fun, and I advise you to check it out. It's called DayZ.
It's kind of a thrill of a game. It's like, it's not really like a normal game experience, especially with all the bugs going on, but once those are fixed, the game's going to be amazing.
Yeah, it's buggy because it's in its alpha stage. Now, considering that it's in its alpha stage, which is before beta, beta is usually when they're almost ready to launch the game, but they still want to do some testing, and they have everybody come and play it. Usually they give like open access beta, everyone can play it. It's a way for the game companies to allow them to get free testing, basically, while at the same time giving you a little bit of an experience on the game before you actually buy it. So it's kind of a win-win. And this is the alpha stage, so it's still about a year away, but there's not that many bugs, all things considered. So it's a lot of fun. You get it for half price right now. Check it out. It's called DayZ. It's be prepared though for something very realistic, because if you go to shoot at somebody, it's not Call of Duty where you just unload on everybody. You better be, picking and choosing exactly where you're going to be hitting the guy, and aiming correctly and pulling the trigger, sparingly.
Conserving
you're not just too. Unloading.
Conserving bullets is a big thing also.
Yeah, you got to conserve your bullets, got to conserve food. You got to find stuff in good condition. I mean, you might find like a compass, for example, and if it's broken, it might be giving you the wrong direction. You don't know where the hell you're going. So you got to find stuff that's in like pristine condition, or at the very least worn condition, because some of the stuff's ruined or barely damaged, and it's no good.
Rotten kiwi.
Yeah, had a buddy of mine. You can't eat rotten food in the game. You wind up getting sick, and you have to take medicine, otherwise you'll die. I mean, it's that realistic. And there's like a ton of medicine to take. There's antibiotics. There's morphine. There's defibrillators to revive people if they wind up getting unconscious. I mean, you name it. Charcoal tabs if you get sick. I mean, it's in there. And yeah, I mean, Ryan had a problem with that the other week. He accidentally, what was it, alcohol you ingested?
Yeah, it was something like that. It was like a mineral-based alcohol stuff that like makes you sick in the game.
Yeah, instead of using it for his thermal pasting to put on his CPU, he wound up drinking it instead.
I was trying to give it to the person that we handcuffed, and then, didn't work out that way.
Yeah, Ryan was taking advantage of his position of power. We had guns, and we came across this defenseless guy, and of course he always has to exert his authority.
Well, yeah, they don't respond to you. They don't want to team up, and they're like, "Hey, what are you doing?" You just like handcuff them, and we told this guy to run. I was like, "You got 30 seconds," and I was like, "Run!" Just like the thing in Eastbound and Down where Ashley Schaefer, BMW guys, like run, and they were shooting cannons at him. And they're like, "You got to run in a zigzag position." And the second that I got to like 3, I'm like 30. It just started
apocalypto.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. Crazy things can happen. I mean, you can tie people up, handcuff them, put them in a burlap bag. I mean, you name it. It's getting put in there. And what was it that happened the other week? There was something else that was pretty crazy.
I got launched off a ladder, but I think we already told them about that.
Yeah.
Don't run downstairs either.
A glitch.
If you run downstairs, you get hurt.
Yeah, don't run off the boat. Don't run down on the boat.
Don't go near the boat.
You get killed. Yeah, don't go near the boat. But yeah, we just found out that Panasonic's going to be releasing this new camera, new 4K camera.
Yeah.
It's speculated that gets up to how many frames a second at 4K?
30, but it might be higher than that. They haven't released the full specs. It should be released today, like where you can like order it. I
Yeah.
think Philip Bloom was talking about it on Twitter or something like that, and hopefully we see a review from him soon because that's gonna probably sway my decision on buying it or not. But it might be between $2,000 to $3,000, and that's cheap money for 4K.
Yeah, definitely.
Buy like one or two decent lenses, and you're good to go.
Yeah, I mean, for a 4K camera to get like a half decent one, we were looking at something like called the 1DC. It's $13,000, and he was telling me about this new one Panasonic's making for 4K. That's around 2,000. And I thought you said it did like 72 frames a second or something like that.
There was some speculation of 96 frames a second, but as I said,
96.
it's like it could be more, it could be less, but guaranteed 4K at 30 FPS.
Yeah, if it's 96 frames a second, it's a game changer, and you're going to see prices drop on all the other cameras because they have to keep competitive with that stuff.
Yeah, and it shoots ProRes 422 or Avid 8, like something Ultra, AVHCD Ultra.
We don't know if it shoots RAW yet, right?
It's similar to RAW. It's as pliable as RAW. Just you don't get like a couple dynamic range. Like you might get like 11 or 10 instead of 13.
Ooh, baby, I like it raw. Now, another news: Sony had announced that they were going to get rid of their PC division, Vizio, or was it Vio? Sorry, they were going to drop it all together. And you were telling me the other day that Steve Jobs, before he died, was waiting at the golf course for some of the Sony.
Yeah, it was kind of a wacky article. It was the day before that Sony was getting rid of their Vio line, and I guess like Steve Jobs really loved the Vios back in like between like 2001 to 2005, and he was like pushing Sony to do it, like to actually go with OS X. But at that time, when he was really pushing for it, that's when Windows sales started taking off for the Vio, and it really became a powerhouse during those times for consumers to buy. And even
so, they wind up not doing the deal.
Yeah, and I guess they didn't have enough money on the books that they wanted to deal with Apple or something like that.
Yeah, and now Sony's selling off their computer department, and the reason why is because they're trying to compete with Apple and Samsung in the mobile division.
Yeah, their new Sony Xperia Z1S and Z1S like Mini look really nice. They look like really good phones.
Yeah. How do they compare to something like the Nexus 5 or the Note 3?
They're up there. They have some issues and like glitches, but like I think the next gen of them are going to be really impressive. Like you can shoot underwater with them. Like you can
with no attachment.
No attachment. It's completely waterproof. It's fully glass phone though. But like if you threw a case on it, like it would protect it more, and literally you can just take it with you in the pool if you wanted to.
I wonder how deep you can go with it. Probably not under like
4 feet for 30
yeah,
minutes.
I was gonna say, because the deeper you go, the more pressure it's put on the seals, and you wouldn't be able to go too deep with it. You're not going to be seeing people going scuba diving with it. I can tell you that.
I've seen people use it like underwater for pictures and some videos.
Yeah.
I guess
that'd be interesting to see though how well it performs underneath the water.
I was talking to Unavailable, one of our friends from like that we play games with on Steam, and he was saying it shoots 2K, but I'm not sure if it's actually 2K or actually 1080p, because 1080p is technically 2K. I don't know if a lot of people know that, but it's 1920 across, so it's technically 2K. So we'll have to see.
Now, you said something about Nintendo was going to be making video games for mobile apps?
Yeah, I guess they're supposedly finally taking the plunge, and they're going to be making probably iOS-based games. I hope they go to Android, because I'd love to play some if they made like old-school Metroid-type games, like or
Zelda.
Mario. Yeah, that'd be good too, because all the phones can handle it. You can play some good.
Yeah, I'd love to play Zelda, the old school Zelda.
If they bring it out to Android and they can use it on the Shield, which I've been waiting to get my hands on, that'd be really good. Very nice experience there.
Very nice. I like. Yeah, I mean, it's shocking to hear this. I think it's mostly because the Nintendo, the family that actually started Nintendo, I don't know their name, sorry. They had sold most of their shares of Nintendo, so I think they're stepping away from the company. So they're probably going to be taking new radical changes due to the fact that the Wii U sales have dropped drastically when Xbox One and PlayStation 4 came out, and they haven't been really competing in the market ever since they came out with the Wii. I mean, the Wii U isn't doing as good. The Wii was doing fine, but I think they're from their lack of having mature content, which they've had in the past. Nintendo 64 had like Conquer, which was an adult-oriented game, and other games that were adult-oriented, but they don't seem to cater anymore to the adults. Which, if you look at the statistics, most of the console owners are in their 30s or at least in their 20s. So for them not to cater to adults is silly because it's more adults own them. And I think between that and the fact that their consoles aren't nearly as powerful as their competitors' consoles, has been putting basically a little hinder on their sales, and it's slowly killing the company. I mean, if they keep following suit like this, as I've predicted before with Sega, that they were only going to make video games, such might happen with Nintendo. They might also turn into a video game only making company. They're strong enough to survive in that situation, but it would be sad to see them go from being the king knocked down to where Sega's at right now and just only making video games, because they do have a lot of good franchises and their games have always been of the highest quality as far as testing goes. And I can't remember one Nintendo video game having a problem. I'm sure you guys might know like one or two, but in comparison to the other companies out there, it's like nil.
Yeah, they'll pretty much make the best Android and iOS games, and maybe even Windows Mobile or something like that. If we could see them all three, it would
Yeah,
be good. They can charge almost like premium. People would buy the games. They'll probably be shelling out $20. Like po-
they could start.
like
Yeah, they could start
Pokemon
like.
on
Sorry, go ahead.
Pokemon games on iOS or Android or something. People will buy that in like droves. Like millions and millions of people would buy those games because you don't need the 2DS or 3DS to actually play those. Those systems are very underpowered, and you can take advantage of having a mobile device that you're always carrying with you at all times. Or even having a Nintendo mobile device running Android would be amazing, where you could only use that Nintendo device as your phone and as your like Android App Store stuff also. But that's how they could lock it into the platform. Get like a Nexus device if they went with like contacted Google and LG and build a Nexus device and have a good experience right there.
What would probably be good for them is doing something like Steam, where they had like all their older games, stuff that's not out for like the new consoles, available for download. Like a classics, like Nintendo classics, and you go on to like their Steam type thing.
Or
And
even
you
even
download all
go to
their.
Steam. Be like, oh, we want to publish all of our games here. They'll say yes to it.
Yeah, but they might want to make more money, put it in their pockets, and they have the power and the ability to do it on their own. But yeah, I mean, it's always a viable option for
Steam
them.
does have a
It'd be
huge
interesting to see how they handle
Steam
this.
does have a huge distributor platform set up already that caters to like millions and millions of gamers. I think they have like 70 million or something like that, or 75 million.
Damn. Now you were telling me Google and Samsung were reaching a deal to share patents.
Yeah,
Now?
because they
What is that for their cell phones?
a lot of stuff they're sharing like their patent libraries together for the next 10 years, and that's because Samsung's been really pissed off at Google for having Motorola in their pocket just to make their phones and all this stuff, and they were afraid that they were going to lock down Android and just sell Motorola's with Android only, and that's why they were kind of battling each other. So Google sold off uh, Motorola to Lenovo, and now they kept a whole bunch of stuff, but from Motorola, they mainly just sold Motorola Mobility for the phones and all that stuff, and they kept all the patents and everything. So Lenovo's going to take over Motorola and just start distributing phones and making them under that name in the United States because they have a better presence than Lenovo when it comes to that.
Yeah, Google's been buying up a lot of other companies though. They recently acquired, what was it, Deep Mind? I think it is. It's a company that makes robots. They bought Boston Dynamics recently too. They've been buying up all these robotic companies and AI companies. So I guess every robot and AI in the future is going to be made by Google because they pretty much acquired every one of them out there. At least all the
They
major
also
ones.
bought Nest, which is like like a thermostat that's got Wi-Fi in it, so they can actually control stuff in your house through your phone and all that.
Yeah, they were trying to get one of the reasons they did that was to get data because they get it always from your phone, from your internet and all, but they couldn't get it from your house. And now with Nest, they're able to get the information that they couldn't to fit the piece of the puzzle to basically get all the information out there and find out how to better organize things and better ways to run things more efficiently. I guess it's a good thing, you know. I mean, hell, the NSA has all the information anyway. What harm can it do if a company like Google does?
Yeah, and plus, like Google's probably going to be in your refrigerator and your microwave within the next 10 to 15 years also, but you'll get notifications on your phone saying, oh, your eggs are going bad, or your salad's going bad, or your power's out, and stuff like that. And your food's
Yeah, I've been thinking about stuff like that for the longest time.
Food's going to spoil the next days, or stuff like that, just by having NFC chips. When you put it in the refrigerator, it knows what type of food it is.
Yeah, one of the ideas I had back in the day was that when you started to use food up, like when it got when it was something that you bought all the time, like milk, for example, or whatever, you know, if you used it all up or you're about to use it all up, it would put it up on a shopping list, like a little screen up there electronically.
Like
it would have it
Amazon
listed.
deliver it to you or something.
Yeah. Well, they had, believe it or not, they actually had a service when the internet started to take off. I'd say about like 10 to 15 years ago it was. Like right when the internet was really starting to take off, they had this service where you could order your food and they would deliver it to you. Well, it was such a big success. It was such a hit that so many people were ordering it that they couldn't fulfill the orders. They didn't have that big of a distribution center for it all. So it wound up collapsing in and on itself. They had to shut down the service because it was just too good to be true. Basically, everybody wanted to do it, and there wasn't enough trucks for them to handle the shipments, so they had to stop it.
Stop and Shop in my area actually does it. It's like a Peapod service, and I'm sure Amazon does it too. It's just certain areas. And when the drone flights actually take off, I need milk, order it. Shows up in 30 minutes at your house.
Yeah. It's like Jetsons' future's going to be here before we know it.
Yeah.
Then you're going to have all the rednecks shooting them down. Oh my God, look, there's another plane helicopter thing. Let's take it down, buddy.
Oh yeah, I told you I got into the Elder Scrolls Online beta, right? Tim?
Yeah, you were mentioning that.
I guess
yeah.
they're doing, it's funny, I get into the Elder Scrolls Online beta, and it's they want to get as many people online this weekend as possible, so they're probably going to get as many people online this weekend. The server's going to be down the entire time. Like, you won't even be able to get on. But I guess there's a site where you could even get a beta key. A lot of people are getting it for like almost open beta.
Well, being that the world is so big and all, and it is an MMO, they might be able to handle it. Either that or it's going to create this huge demand for everyone wanting to get on and check it out.
I heard that it's one world, all players on that same world. So it's I'm guessing and predicting, and I think you can predict the same thing. Servers are going to be down. It's an intentional.
Well, it's. I don't think it's going to be all on one server. I mean, like, that would be like way too many people on one server.
I'm thinking
because you're going to have like probably hundreds of thousands of people trying to play this game.
Might be about 1 million on the server.
Oh wait, this is also for PC. You said,
it's
right?
It's only on PC right now. It's not coming out for consoles. Like that beta's this summer, like July, I think it's coming out then.
All right, because I don't know if they're going to do what Square Enix did by having cross-platform servers.
It is going to be cross-platform, but it's going to...
It is. So people that are playing on Sony's... How are they going to do that? Because people that play on Sony are going to be able to play with people on Xbox?
Yeah, well, I guess there's something going on with it where they're going to... Since they're paying like $15 a month, they might be paying Sony and Xbox to be able to do it or something.
Because I was reading something with Square Enix game Final Fantasy 14. They wanted to make it for Xbox, but because Microsoft was doing something with Xbox Live, they weren't. I think it was they wanted their own servers or something like that, and they wouldn't allow it because they wanted everyone playing on the cross-server platform.
I mean, it wouldn't have. Well, I think 14 might have had enough people if it was Xbox 360 only servers or something, but they probably wanted it to be exclusive, and like they wanted it PC and Xbox 360, but no PlayStation. But they couldn't do that because PlayStation has a huge presence in Japan, along with 14.
I think it was only going to be for one. I don't think 360 is powerful enough to handle that game. That game's graphics are too impressive.
Well, PS3 has it, and it's coming out for PS4 soon.
Okay, maybe.
You gotta realize 360 is pretty powerful for what it was.
It is.
It had server grade parts. It didn't have these x86 shitty parts that Xbox One has and PlayStation.
They tried to downplay. Sony tried to downplay, like, the Xbox 360, saying that their console was more powerful when in fact it wasn't.
No, that cell processor was just some gimmick, honestly. Power PC, they had them in like workstation grade Macs and workstation servers and everything back in the day. So they were pretty heavy of a chipset.
Now, excuse me. Recently, we just found out that Microsoft had acquired the rights from Epic Games to do the new Gears of War franchise. Now, they haven't announced exactly what kind of game they're going to be making. And I know they were trying to make a Gears of War movie. I guess that's still going ahead. Have you heard anything about that recently?
It's been years since I heard anything. Like 2010 was the last I heard about it, maybe 11.
Yeah, I'm wondering if they scrapped that because Microsoft has taken the rights to it now. Be interesting to see.
It might come out on Xbox One as a series and then end up on Netflix after the fact or something.
Yeah. Yeah, because Microsoft had recently acquired the rights to do the Gears of War, so we're probably going to see a new Gears of War game coming out sometime, maybe at the end of 2015 or by summer 2015, depending on how hard they're dedicated to getting that out. So we'll probably see a new Gears of War game.
I wonder if it will come out
sometime in the near future.
for PC at all, because Microsoft's also been promising to not neglect the PC community, which we all pay for. Windows operating system, why not like sell us games?
Has the other Gears of War come out?
I have no idea. With Judgment or something. It was probably out in November.
Well, I think Gears of War 1 was out for PC, was it not?
I don't think any of them were. It's like Halo, they put out 2 and that's about it. Or Halo 1 for PC and that's it. You might.
Yeah, I don't know.
Check to see.
It might come out for PC. Now, what's this here? You say YouTube was going after internet service providers?
Well, they were kind of poking fun at them, like saying, "Oh, hey, you guys know that you're getting throttled and you don't get good YouTube bandwidth and stuff. You can't watch 1080p videos or 720p because, like, they intentionally make it so it's tougher to watch."
Wonder if that has something to do with the net neutrality law that got shut down.
Well, Netflix also did this at one point. They kind of made a website saying, "Oh, these providers are throttling you. Just so you know, you should say something to them."
Yeah, that's that website I went to. We couldn't check it out though. They said the service would be up soon, but we couldn't find out. In fact, we should put the link down there.
Yeah, I'll make sure to link everything in the
on our video
for the video.
So you guys can check out and see if your internet providers are throttling you on your internet, because I wasn't able to watch 4K video, for instance, on YouTube, and I was cursing out Google because I have this powerful PC, I got a very good internet, and I can't watch my 4K videos, and it comes to find out that it's actually the internet providers that are the ones that are doing it. So there's a website out there, you can check it out. See if you're getting bottlenecked by your internet provider, and call and complain if you are. Now you were telling me something about some guy that was
Yeah, it's just something
trying
that
to sue
I had. I
podcasters.
think I had watched it in a video, but it was weird. They brought it up, and there's some guy like a patent troll that's going around. They were going after all podcasters and all this stuff, just trying to get money from people for free, type of thing, which is just bogus. Saying that they own the rights to that.
It's like saying you
I'm
own
gonna
the rights
patent
to radio
oxygen,
stations.
so every time you breathe, you owe me money.
Yeah, you gotta pay me. It's like that situation from the movie Spaceballs. Everyone's dying of oxygen starvation on the country, and Mel Brooks is in his office sitting there, opening up the cans, breathing in all the oxygen that's left. Yeah, and anytime you drink water, you gotta pay. Anytime you use water, so you gotta do it when it comes in and out. So I gotta. It's basically I'm double dipping.
It.
Gotta pay me. Yeah. Was there anything else you wanted to add?
No, nothing I can think of other than yeah, nothing.
Other than nothing? No, you can think of nothing. That's it.
I can't think of nothing.
Oh, thanks for watching, guys.
Actually, wait. There's one thing I want to add.
What'd you want to add?
We might have a special guest joining us soon.
It's
hilarious
nothing.
Special guest. Oh, yeah. Maybe he'll be watching, and maybe he'll join.
Is this the one that was supposed to be joining us back in October?
Yes, he was supposed to join us like 3 months ago.
The guy that takes an hour to cook minute rice, my good friend Bird.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're trying to get him on. We're trying to get his computer up and running. He had some computer issues, and we've been trying to get that piece of shit running. So hopefully he'll be on sometime in the near future. You can look forward to our other guests that we'll have on periodically. Very funny guy. He's a character in his own right. And we'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. And as always, if you want to check out my Twitch account, you can watch more videos of DayZ and other games that I play below. Thanks for watching and have a good day. Talk to you later. Bye.